When a prostitute becomes a scammer. I will start by saying that not all Philippine women or prostitutes are scammers. More than 99% of Philippine women are some of the best women you can ever find. You can find some Philippine women in this video in Canada because Canada is good enough to let anyone in their country. Canada is part of the Philippine Scammers Network Connections. Canada is a lovely country, but some women they let in for conjugal moments are scammers, whores, and prostitutes. Most Philippine women are wholesome women who deserve the best in life. It is the scammer prostitute who makes for a bad reputation. Philippine and Ukraine scammers are known worldwide as the best scammers in this trade. Philippine scammers have learned to hone their careers using the internet and a sophisticated network of scamming operators. The methods used vary according to the client and information exchanged over the internet using a network of scammers' information. Most people do not know they are being scammed until after the scam takes effect. Some of the scams will be explained in this video. The Philippine government knows scammers, but little is done to the scammer. It seems that the Philippine government approves of the scammers as much as this government approves of corruption within this government. Prostitution in the Philippines is against the law, but since it is a victimless crime, prostitution is ignored. If I had a young daughter or son, I would have them listen and pay attention to this video. This is a warning to anyone who decides to go to any country, thinking they are meeting someone who wants their love and instead plans on taking all they have without a sign of what they plan on doing. If you want sex, you are better off finding a good woman in the country where you live or paying a prostitute anywhere in the world without staying with that woman. At least with a prostitute, you know what you are getting. When you add a prostitute, scammer, you will never know what you are getting until it is too late. Some scammers are sleepers because they patiently wait for the right moment to get what they want before they leave you. Even if this means $20 US for the day or eventually all you have by getting pregnant or married in your country. The right moment may be soon after they get pregnant and have your baby. Some families may force their daughters to work as a prostitute to support the family. My experience was with a sleeper scammer prostitute. I had no idea she was a scammer prostitute until I noticed her being on the phone texting for hours and hours every day. She would disappear at times and return without explanation. She would recant her stories from months prior and say that I had a bad memory. Her family would treat me as family and never mention her past or current work. I am sure that her family forced her into prostitution after she had a child. I met her when her child was 6 years old with discreet signs of living as a prostitute. Her private bedroom, nice private bed, private shower, private toilet, and private exit door led to the outside. In contrast, another door was used to enter the common area where her 6 family members lived and slept on the floor in a 12-foot by 12-foot area. Her family ate well and dressed fashionably nicely while living in the house. Her family went out to restaurants often. She and her family never saw a hungry day. None of her family members worked. So you must ask where they got their money. She received money from prostitution and cash from men she would scam on dating sites or men referred to her. I discovered that she had several apps with numbers next to them showing messages waiting for her to respond. I also found out that she was on several dating sites she had apps for. She later told me that one idiot sent her his credit card. He never knew that she had another income receiving money from other men. All she had to do with the credit card guy was give him a private lap dance when he wanted on video without taking her clothes off and tell him what he wanted to hear. She told me that the guy was a fool and she was reluctant to meet and marry him, but she eventually went to meet him, marry him in Canada and get pregnant. With the help of her network of friends. She plans on leaving him a few months after getting married. She once told me she would do anything for money and go anywhere for money. Her older brother was healthy but refused to work. He said to me that jobs did not pay enough. I asked him how much is enough. He did not want to answer. He wanted to live off his prostitute scamming sister I was dating. He had a Philippine marriage during the day with a woman and had a she-boy lover at business must have been good. I know that her figure was like a 17-year-old when she was 27. At 23, she became pregnant by a 16-year-old boy. She claimed she never knew he was 16 when living with the boy for over 6 months. After she had a child with him, she went back to live with her parents, became a prostitute, and eventually became a professional scammer. She wrote me and told me she was waiting for the right time after her pregnancy to leave the guy she had married. There was no shame for this woman. She took pride in what she did. We still write, but I do not need a scammer, prostitute in my life. A prostitute is a paid lover. But a scammer prostitute is a lowlife who will do anything without a conscience. Prostitute scammers will write or talk to you. They will seem interested but are looking for your weak points. Financial status and availability. Many prostitute scammers become creative using a network of other scammers who have found various ways to subdue their victims and work on their weaknesses. Most found that the words "I love you" are handy and worth using while they whittle away at what you have without asking for what you have. If you ask them if they need money, they may say yes but never give you any amount to send. They may also respond by saying that they are not asking for money. They will have a subtle approach and let you decide how much to send. If you offer them an amount, they may agree, and if they believe that you are kind, they will comment that their needs are more significant than what you offered. You may ask them how much more they would want, and their response might be to send what you can or can afford. What you can afford is a way of belittling or degrading you and making you feel humble or cheap. The scammer may say that you don't understand, meaning that you don't know how poor or bad their situation is, and suggest that you don't care, yet they may be living the best possible life without exposing themselves. If you ask about their rent, food, and electric bills, they will tell you something today and something different 2 weeks from now. You can register on the dating site you met her on and pretend to be someone else. You will find that she will do the same with the person you are misrepresenting. She may already have several men she is writing to while collecting money from you and the other men. Remember that you may be a source of money and nothing more. If you meet the woman and you are having sex with her, then get her on the pill and make sure that she takes the pill every day. Please do not take her word for it. Watch her take the pill or wear a condom. If she says no to the pill or condom, you should know she wants to get pregnant and eventually collect your money for the rest of the child's life. She may or may not be pregnant, so get a DNA test. She may have other men she is doing the same thing to. The cost for a prostitute in the Philippines for a local is 200 Philippine pesos. Costs for the same prostitute to go to a big city is 3,000 to 5,000 Philippine pesos.